Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to do sort of an unboxing video for you, but I want to show you my BICALCARATA in the house too. So this is a warm growing NEPENTHES, and it just got too big for the greenhouse, so I brought it in like September probably. It was in what I called my ultra lowland chamber, but it got too big for it, and the leaves were starting to get squished up against the edge and not able to like spread out properly, and it wasn't pitching in there, I think due to like a lack of humidity. So anyways, I brought this guy in the house and sat it on this heat mat here, put it in a tray, put some moss in the bottom of the tray for extra humidity, and I just like filled the tray about a centimeter with water, and then once it's dry I refill it again, so it gets really wet and then I allow it to dry out. But it's just been doing fantastic in the house here. So it's got several pictures on it. You can see that's the newest one, and another one right here. It had no pictures when it came in the house. And there's another one over there, right here. So it's doing very well in here. And my house, it's in a bright location. It's right in the window. And my house is fairly warm, but I attribute a lot of it to this heat mat I'm sitting it on. And I'm just going to show you, I have a thermometer going into the moss. So this would be sort of what the roots would be feeling as well. So it is a little bit chilly of a day, but the roots are at 29.2 Celsius. Sometimes they're usually on average about 30, sometimes up to like 32 Celsius. So the roots are nice and warm, and it just is doing very well. Now my house isn't 29 degrees. The house is probably 22, 23 degrees, but yeah, it seems to be loving it here. So anyways, a new leaf jump, stuff like that. My humidity in the house is about 55, 60%. And yeah, it does get full sun when full sun is available in the winter. So I just wanted to sort of do an update on that. I do lots of pictures of it on Facebook, and I always get interest. So it's just sort of an experiment. I don't necessarily recommend trying to grow a bical in the house without some kind of like aquarium or something like that. But it seems to be working so far, so good. 3 new leaves over the last 3 months and 3 new pictures on the leaves. So that's great, really. But this heat pad gave me the idea. Now it is winter out, and I want to put a heat pad into the greenhouse, so I decided to look for the biggest possible heat pad like this I could find. So let's swing the camera around. And so anyways, I came up with this. So yeah, it's a huge heat pad. I'm really excited about this. I'm going to put it out in the greenhouse for my lowland NEPENTHES. But I just wanted to open it up with you, and then I'll show you. We'll go install it out there. I'll go put it in and then show you it sort of set up. But not your little average one tray one. This one is classed as a large, and it does 4 trays. Look at the size of it. It's 48 inches by 20 inches, so like 4 feet. So it would cover like that whole table the bical was on. So I'm quite excited about that. I got this off Amazon. And yeah, it was definitely the biggest one they had. Size large, fits 4 trays. So I grow everything in trays anyways while they're small. And the idea is I want to put 4 trays under or on top of this in my warm side of the greenhouse, so that if the temperature gets a little lower, they have some warm roots anyways. So let's just back you up a bit here. It gives a few, it doesn't really give instructions. It just says heats the area up over 20 Fahrenheit. Recommended is the thermostat, which I'm not going to use. I will just connect this when the springtime comes or when summertime comes. And yeah, 107 watts, so not too much power. It would be a whole lot harder to heat the whole greenhouse up a few more degrees and it would cost more than 107 watts, that's for sure, to do that. So hopefully this area just gets a little bit warmer. But yeah, let's open this up. And there it is. So it's really stiff right now. The cord's in there, of course. You can see it's a good length, so it's as long as a tray, and it's really, really stiff. I just got it. It's been outside in the cold, and it's really incredibly stiff. It just wants to roll back up on us. But let's see here. Improved germination. So that gives you sort of an idea. That's like less than half of it right there. That's probably half of it. So it's pretty big anyways. A giant heat mat. Wow, and it's really stiff. So what I might do is turn off the camera, plug it in for a little bit, let it get warm, and then maybe it'll roll out, because it is just really hard. So anyways, let's I'm gonna get this all spread out, and we'll see it in the greenhouse. All right, guys, it has actually been a little while since I first filmed that first part. I kind of got distracted, and it took a little while, so I didn't just come out and do it. I had to warm up the mat. It took some time, and so anyways, it's all set up now. And yeah, I might have moved the camera a little bit close, but let's see if we can back you up just to get a look at it here. I put all my seedling lowland Nepenthes on it, so it was actually a little bit bigger than my my wire shelf, and it just kind of hangs down, and I think that's fine. So yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. Now, it is on a wire shelf, so it's losing heat out the bottom of it. If it was on a solid surface like a piece of wood or a wooden shelf, it would definitely trap the heat and only go upwards. So it's not as hot as I would have thought it would have been. I guess it's as hot as I would have hoped. It's nice and warm to the touch right here, so it's great. And I can feel in the bottom of plants. This is a Pervilii. Directly sitting on it, it is nice and warm, so that's nice. So even at nighttime when the temperature drops, all the roots of these guys are going to stay nice and warm. And I moved some of them, and they're like sitting in trays. It's actually a double tray, and they're sort of on a raised little area of the tray, so they're not sitting directly on the mat. And I can still feel warmth coming from the bottom of it, so that's good. And it's just going to keep them a little bit warmer in the winter months here. But yeah, what a heat mat. It's awesome, actually. I put a probe into one of the pots here, not the pot right in front of you. I'll move that so you can just see. It just had a spot, so I stuck the probe down, crammed some moss in there, and I think the probe's down about 2/3 of the way to about there. And it's currently saying that, let's see if we can get this in focus here. It has 3 numbers coming up on here. So 1 is the temperature of the greenhouse, 2 is the probe, and 3 will be the humidity, which the humidity always reads low on this thing. I have fog like at my feet right now. So anyways, let's see if we can see here. So we got to look off to the left side where it says number 1 and number 2. And number 2 says it's 77 degrees in the pot, and number 1 says it's 73 degrees in the air. So it's raising it by about 5 degrees. So that's okay. 4 degrees. But I mean, it's halfway up the pot too, right? So I would imagine that if this plant here was sitting directly on the heat mat, it would be much warmer. But if we look here again, I'll just sort of show you, if I can bend the camera, you can see it's like sitting on these raised little ledges, and this tray here is actually sitting inside another mesh tray, so it's up off the heat mat a little bit. But yeah, I think it'll do its part. Raising the roots by 5 degrees is definitely not going to hurt anything in here. These guys love it warm and steamy, so it is warm and steamy in here. And yeah, hopefully they'll just do that much better for the winter time. I think stimulating root growth is going to be great for these plants. I think it's going to work really well for me. So yeah, that was 20 inches by 48 inches, I think it was. So it's completely like takes up 4 feet of this shelf. This is a 6-foot shelf, so it goes to about there. The campanulata unfortunately aren't on it. It ends here, but they didn't have a 6-foot one, or else I might have got a 6-foot one. So yeah, I think I'm going to be really happy with this. A giant heat mat that I got off Amazon. Think of the possibilities for this mat. It would be like, you could put an aquarium on it. It would fit a 90-gallon tank under it for like warm growing. And if you bought that thermostat too, you could totally control it. I think it'd be great for a lot of things. And the cost was 75 Canadian for it. I don't know if I said that before. So it wasn't super expensive. One of those little tiny mats like my Bical was on from the beginning of the video. Those guys themselves are, if I go to a local store, they're like Canadian Tire, they're like 35 bucks, $33 for like, so it was about twice the price, got me 4 times the mat. And it will just keep my plants a little bit happier. My orchids and everything that are in here, they can totally take a lower temperature anyways. Now the nighttime temperatures in here are not that cold anyways. Let me bring down a min-max thermometer for you guys. So min-maxes are a little bit hard to read on camera. It's currently saying that it is 23 degrees in here. We're reading that one backwards, or this one the right way. 23 or just over 75. And my nighttime low, if we look on here, is, because we're reading backwards again, is about 20 degrees is my nighttime low. I know these things are like hard to read if you don't know how you're reading one. The min-max is actually read upside down, depending on which one you're looking at. But yeah, so it's not cold in here anyways, even at night, but this will just give those roots a little bit of a boost, and that for the winter time. So I hope you liked this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. As always, thanks for watching. That little ampullaria is going to be very nice there.